Hey traders, this is Cousin Vinny coming to you on Sunday, July 1st with a look at the week ahead and what might play out after Friday's nice move. So if we zoom out here, we had a very nice move up. We hit a peak and we sold off. Considering the move that we made since the October lows, taking fibs from there to the highs in March, we retraced 38% of that. So it's not inconceivable that we could see a nice move up from this point into the elections. Okay, many people are looking for this to roll over, which is a possibility as well, and back into this channel into the middle of July and then move higher. It's a good shot at the 127 extension. That's what I'm anticipating anyway, because we had some decent volume. We have relative strength continuing, and we broke above this particular descending wedge. Looking at the spiders, we had this inverted head and shoulders, okay, that we've since resolved to the upside. We do, depending on where you draw your trend line, of course, we do have this trend line to deal with. We closed above the span B on Kumo, so there's a possibility that we could continue higher if the volume is decent on Monday and stochastics is supporting it, of course. So if we look at MACD, is pointing up as well. We had a nice turn and moving higher. Alright, so volume was decent. The oversold readings are looking good, and we're touching the upper trend line. So if we look at the weekly, I'd like to see us get back above the 20 period here on the weekly and have the 10 period move up higher. But we have the potential for that upper Bollinger Band, okay, with a flat 150 and 200 period. Now, looking at some trades that I posted on the chartly on StockTwits this weekend was WSKS, which I'm looking at for the fact that it's 4.33% short. We have earnings 719. It's unconfirmed, of course, but we're inside this wedge, okay. And we also have this vacuum up above. So basically an ascending triangle connecting these lows. We broke above the Kumo, and if you can read this later, there's some interesting options activity going on that got me interested also in the trade that we took this past week in CRZO. Very similar thing going on with options. The only difference is that there was no puts sold at the lows. So that's what I really liked about this particular pattern on CRZO. The fact that it's also in the energy space had me interested as well. This vacuum did quite nicely, and now that we had a Kijun cross, we could see this upper trend line in the near future. I would like to see this come back and get back to the ticking. You get a ticking cross here, ticking Kijun cross, okay, before getting back into it. We're starting to approach overbought, but there is 18% short, so I'm pretty sure a lot of that's covered in the last 3 days. So this is probably around the 15% range if we had an updated number. So keep an eye on SWKS. They obviously are in the Apple chip name space, and we've got a nice looking chart here. We broke out of Kumo, we traded inside, and now it looks like we're trying to trade higher. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Apple announce the iTV and also the iPhone 5 in the near future. So that would be a potential for a move higher. Obviously, this trader thinks so as well. Unisys, I'm looking at the same thing. Interesting options trading going on, and this channel that we've been in. Okay, we broke above the Kumo, and also this trend line. So you take this as a measured move, you take this, the depth of this channel, okay, and you look at what happens in this area. If you zoom out a little bit, there's a vacuum here above this level. You can see where the upper side of this is, okay. So that looks quite well for UIS. It's also 15.82% short, so you have to consider that. You got a Kumo twist about to occur. You got decent volume. I didn't check to see when earnings are, but I believe it's in August, so we can check that this week. Jack, we got out of this trade. Remember, we traded this upper trend, this 52-week high breakout. All right, we had an ascending triangle. All right, and then that developed into a ascending channel. All right, and we had a nice break above that. Reasonably, because we had a Bank of America upgrade, we had Kramer talking about the stock, and we have some shorts in it as well, so had some decent volume, but we are overbought, so I'm looking for this to come back to Tenkan Kijun for a possible re-entry. We're at 52-week highs. There was also a really good article on Seeking Alpha. WLT is something I took on Friday. Similar trade that I was looking at on CRZO. This descending channel. It's in the energy space. We have 5.28% short. Earnings are August 1st, my birthday. It's looking pretty good. So let's look at the 60 minute. I believe that's what I was looking at. Or was it 30 minute? Probably the 30 minute. Yeah, we're looking for a breakout here. And then a continuation into the 60 minute, which we have a bit of Kumo resistance here. But we have oversold stochastics, and we have some decent volume on the options for this particular energy name, which, again, looking back on the daily, we're looking for this to come out of this pattern here, okay. And we have this area here for volume at price resistance, which would coincide with the Kumo anyway. So oversold stochastic. So that's WLT. Let's look at Archer Coal, which is another good one. Okay, we have a very nice downtrend here since February. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, and we're breaking above. We got good volume, so obviously funds are getting back into this. It's getting pretty cheap. Archer Coal is a decent company. I would like to check the short percentage, so let's do that. Okay, so earnings are 727, and we have 18.8% short, so we've got a nice little bit of covering here, but I gotta suspect a lot of this volume has to do with funds seeing this as being pretty much way oversold, and we had a nice pocket of volume last week and this week, the week before last and this week. So I'm keeping an eye on this. I'd like to enter on a retrace down to Tenkan, but we may never get that because we have this volume pocket here that we have to keep an eye on. So anyway, that's Archer Coal. There are a number of other stocks. I may post a second video, but this is the first one I'm going to put out.